Did you know that goats technically are of the same genetics as a deer? Stay tuned and we're going to talk about this. Hello folks, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host Jerry Hansen. Yeah, you heard me right in the bumper. A goat and a deer are genetically compatible. Yep. They can crossbreed. And what they create is this is an oddity. What they create is a offspring called a Bogart. So you see a doe right here, and then my buck's up there. If one of my bucks were remotely interested in that doe, yeah, they would be, put it this way, interested. And genetically, they are the same class. It is in my understanding that under the microscope, their cells are identical. You cannot tell the difference under a microscope, the difference between a goat and a deer. So if one of my bucks decided to get interested into the doe, yep, they'd copulate, and if she was in season, the offspring would be a Bogart, a goat-looking creature with antlers instead of horns. But apparently my boys are more interested in my girls, which is just fine with me because I'd like to keep it that way. But wouldn't it be interesting if a buck, a deer, came and got interested in one of my does and I ended up with a Bogart? They're rare creatures. They have been seen. Some homesteads and farms have them in their livestock, but it's an oddity. So if these guys are ambitious enough, yeah, who knows, we could have a Bogart. Interesting story I learned from my youth. Over on the coast where I grew up, I read a story that a gentleman was, well, let's put it this way. Law enforcement were trying to arrest this gentleman for poaching. Yeah, for poaching. What they did is they collected meat from his freezer and sent it to the forensics labs to determine, yeah, that was deer meat. But the gentleman said, oh no, it's not deer meat. And this gentleman did live on a farm. He goes, I butchered a goat. That's my goat meat in the freezer. And when it came to the point of determining if it went to court or not, there wasn't conclusive evidence to get a trial. So the guy was free because law enforcement can prove their case that indeed the meat that he had in his freezer that they impounded, that they thought was deer, was what he said was goat. Now I want to point out this happened in the 70s. Just a little bit of interesting information for you guys all to digest. Yeah. I love spermology. You heard me right. Let me say this again. I like spermology. Yes. Okay. Now, imagine. I already know what you guys are imagining. Imagine what you think spermology is. Nope. It's not that. Nope. It's not that either. No, you're too far from what it is, but you're kind of on the right track. Let me explain to you. Spermology, you break down the word in its components. Well, we know ology is a study of or the collection of. Ology. Sperm is, no. Stop. Stop right there. Sperm comes from the Latin seed. Yep, that's all it means. Seed. Interesting show, huh? So let's talk about sperm is the seed of something, anything. It could be the seed of a tree, the seed of an animal, the seed of a human. It's seed. A small tidbit of information. Spermology is, so a spermologist, yep, spermologist. Now, hold on right there. You are imagining way too much. A spermologist is one who collects trivia. What's trivia? Small tidbits of information, seeds of news, seeds of information. That is a spermologist. How in the heck did I get on this one when I'm talking about Bogarts? Jeez Louise. But I do have to confess, I do like spermology. I love tidbits of information. Trivia. I just like random information. Like goats crossbreeding with deer creates what we call a Bogart. Spermology. Whoa. Now you have something to bring up at your next social gathering. Oh man, I offended so many people by talking about and introducing the concept of spermology or spermologist, because they were basing their own understanding on their assumptions. Yeah. Never base your understanding on assumptions. You could be wrong, get yourself in a lot of trouble, and you create a lot of trouble because people like me, I'm a character and I live by my title. I throw this out there. In fact, people at work, when I throw some odd bit of information out at work, they're pulling up their smartphones, something which I don't have. I don't own a phone. So they're fact checking me and they're finding out. It's like, dude, you're right. So after 3 years of me throwing out some random information, spermology, they gave up. They know that I don't lie. Just so happens the information I possess up here in the cranium is random. I love spermology. Now, are you a spermologist and you didn't even know it? Now you got something to talk about and throw out there to your Friends, yeah, try it. The first answer I get, always, in fact, I just brought it up, and the first answer I always get is just like, studying sperm whales? And this is like, well, it could be, but no. Yeah, other subjects is like, could be, but it's part of it, but no, it's bigger. Yeah. So if you're raising goats, don't be surprised if you might end up with a Bogart in your flock. It could happen. If you guys were in the least bit entertained by this episode, give me a thumbs up. I enjoyed making this episode. I really did. Hey, stay tuned for more episodes. You never know what's happening on the homestead. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. Geographically located west-southwest of Crater Lake National Park. Also, click that share button and share my videos on your social media platforms. Leave a comment or a question. Yeah, and check that definition out. Be sure to check it out. And also check out Bogart. B-O-G-A-R-T. I think that's how you spell it. Cross between a goat and a deer. The same family, but it just so happens goats are from another continent, deer from this continent, and they can genetically interbreed. It's happened. Yep, check it out. Please be safe, always be kind. I'm having fun doing this episode. You guys, you take care. Bye-bye.